Hello, this will be a channel message for you for your highest good, and I trust that it found you at the perfect time. I really appreciate you being here with me in this moment, and as always, I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you. You're doing really well, and this is your confirmation today, if this reading found you, that if you're running up against some resistance or some challenging energy here and things maybe aren't panning out exactly the way that you'd expected or hoped, it's okay. You haven't done anything wrong. There's such a clear message coming through today about divine protection and divine redirection. And that doesn't mean you're not going to get everything that it is you want. It's actually the opposite. Spirit wants to see you win. Spirit wants to see you heal. And life wants to see you have all of these desires met through the healing process, because you are an extension of the Most High Source energy. This is just Spirit's way of saying, is there a better way? Is there an easier way? Is there a way for us to become aligned? Is there a way for us to become a vibrational match to our dream life and the things that we want through this healing process? And it'll take some inspired action, sure. It might take some courage. Might take some self-reflection, but this is nothing that you cannot handle here. You guys 100% got this, and you're doing amazing. A lot of mental energy here, a lot of swords in this reading, a lot of air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. I get Virgo as well. Very strong mercurial energy here today. I see you showing up as the Knight of Wands in the centerpiece of the reading. So I mean, you guys know what the Knight of Wands is, right? Optimistic, enthusiastic, inspired action, very excited, hopeful for the future. And yeah, very bombastic kind of energy here. And you're worthy of being celebrated. All of the work that you've done up until this point and the work that you continue to do is so worthy of being celebrated. Like I said, you're doing amazing. And you're working towards your freedom here. That's what I get from this lone horse. You're really working towards your freedom here. But like I said, a lot of swords, maybe very much in the mind today, or when this reading finds you, which would be today, technically. I am definitely feeling this energetic wave right now. This Nine of Swords on the feminine side. Let's start there, because it sort of gives me the heebie-jeebies. But we can work on this. And when I ask about the challenge aspect, I'm like, okay, Spirit, why are we feeling the Nine of Swords? I get the Nine of Swords. So I'm like, all right, thanks for that, Spirit. I appreciate it. So maybe there's just this general sense of anxiety that we can alleviate here. I see there's this really interesting energy around the Knight of Wands, because I get, like I said, Nine of Swords. I get the Ace of Cups in reverse, and I get the Five of Swords in reverse on the masculine side as well. So I really just think that maybe sometimes you just feel like a Knight of Wands in a Nine of Swords kind of world. Like, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of this energy is not yours. There's beliefs that we pick up on our journey that don't belong to us. There's other people's energies that are being projected onto us. People want to start to gossip and talk to us about things that we don't want to hear about. Whatever. You guys know the deal. Alright, people are going to do their thing. That's fine. That's okay. Maybe just get real down on this kind of protection vibe right now. Be protecting your energy. Be mindful of your energy. Right? We're doing that dance of life though, so we don't want to completely close ourselves off. But I mean, I'm getting like crystals right now. Smudging when you get home after a long day. Just smudge yourself. You know what I mean? Clear out your crystals, like make sure that you're cleansing them, cleansing your space, all of that good stuff. I think is really going to help some things right now. And I get this this frog spirit, clear out the clutter. And I'm actually going to read this message very quickly, so bear with me. You can see him holding this blue orb down the bottom here. It reminds me of this too. This little piece of angelite that I got. And this card does speak about finding things when you need them. Being able to trust that anything that you need will appear at the right time. So I did want to mention that, because I actually found this piece of angelite The day of needing to have a very difficult conversation with somebody, and I wasn't looking for this. I actually just was going into a crystal shop to buy some incense, and this thing was sitting right in front of my face when I was looking for something else. It was right in front of me, and it said on the box that it was good for having hard conversations and speaking your truth. So I just wanted to mention that because the card does speak about finding things when you need them, and he's holding this little thing, which is exactly that crystal that I have there. So this Frog Spirit card says, clear out the clutter. Frog Spirit knows that while all of the other frogs are croaking away, this is a time for you to simplify and declutter your life so you can feel content on your own lily pad. Even when life isn't creating a total cacophony, we can become drawn to the excitement of lots of noise. Then the next thing we know, our schedules and homes are cluttered with commitments we regret making and objects taking up valuable space. Even relationships need decluttering as they often become messy. Frog Spirit appears to tell you to clean house, prioritize what you need, and get rid of or give away the rest so you can have some space in your day and in your head. You don't need the old stuff and its stories shouting at you about the past. Along with physical clutter, friendships are sometimes kept long past their expiration date, weighing you down with unnecessary baggage. Now is the time to let go. Whatever you need will appear when you need it, so release your grip on all that clutter that is making you feel anxious and burdened. Frog Spirit wants you to reclaim your space. Let go and jump. You are free from all that old stuff. Really interesting message here, and I think there's a really strong undertone here about taking things away, removing things, creating space, and maybe needing to confront something that's on your to-do list, or maybe confront some kind of challenging energy or conversation so that we can make space for the new. I understand we are the Knight of Wands at this time, but we do need to take into consideration that we are still healing. There's emotional work being done, and there's so many swords in this reading, like I said, which are quite serious. So we need to appreciate everything that our body has done for us, appreciate everything that our mind has done for us, appreciate that we're on the healing journey, and just be so kind to ourselves while we move through all of this. Now is not a time to be critical, and I think that the more that we can reclaim that space, create more free space in our life, I think the less of this kind of anxiety we might feel. And I will say too, this shall pass. This too shall pass, right? If you look at the astrology and everything right now, and I understand that these are timeless readings, but the way everything's moving, you haven't done anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with what you're feeling right now. It's totally normal. And if you've got these limiting beliefs or these old mental patterns coming up, it's a sign of the times, right? It's just what's going on in the energy right now. And you're doing really well to navigate this. The Frog Spirit talks about relationships, and I really get with this Five of Swords in reverse on the masculine side. I mean, this could just be some kind of internal mental conflict, of course, and a need to surrender, because as the Knight of Wands, right now, maybe the things that we're doing are not working the way that we need to. So there's this feeling of surrender is what I get from the Five of Swords. And some of you might be feeling a little bit defeated right now. Take it as it resonates. It's okay though. Like, you haven't done anything wrong. I feel like some of you maybe have tried to extend this olive branch that you can see in the card here, and maybe things are just not working around you. The people around you are not really playing the game or whatever it is, right? I get this Libra card as a shadow aspect, full moon in Libra. So maybe, potentially, we are trying to create balance in a situation where it might be better to just let go and to walk away, potentially, for some of us. Libra obviously rules the 7th house of relationships. And if there's a lot of these issues taking up space in our mind and creating this anxious energy, there's no room for the blessings to come in. There's no room for the flow to come through is totally what I'm getting. I also get Gemini as a shadow aspect as well. There's so much Gemini energy in this reading, which can get a little bit scattered. I'm not going to lie. It can get a little bit scattered. And, I mean, courage is really, I think, the name of the game here. Being fearless and bold, as this Badger Spirit would suggest. This is our gift at this time, is to be fearless and bold. And to also do things with this air of lightness, if you can. To try and approach this from a way that's not too heavy, you know, even a little bit playful. To understand maybe there's things we got to confront that we don't necessarily want to do. But it's going to be better for us in the long run. It's okay. We are so supported in this. And I think, yeah, just maybe clearing stuff out. Looking at the to-do list. Decluttering and getting rid of anything that's been nagging at you, right? Anything that's like intuitively, you know, that like you've been putting off or something. Instead of trying to focus on pushing things forward, let's maybe look back at anything that has been kind of weighing on us, I think is the advice up till this point. Okay, I get longing for home, homesick for the stars. Share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Okay, so I get that there's this stripping back to our nature as a soul spirit that doesn't have baggage. And when we have too much in the physical realm, when we have possessions lying around that we no longer require, if we have relationships that we're trying to maintain that no longer serve our highest good or the highest good of the other person, they're really just not needed anymore. They're taking up space. There is a message here about coming back to your soul essence. And this is what I get. Longing for home. Homesick for the stars. It's like there are feelings here. There are yearnings on a soul level to go back to where we came, to heal. And these yearnings cannot necessarily be met by things in the physical. And we're going to have very strong desires in this lifetime to experience certain things. And that's what our soul came here to do. And there is a very strong message here about letting go of anything that isn't part of that experience. Anything that isn't a part of this experience that you so strongly desire in your heart. It's time to create space. And doing this using your voice, I think, is the key. Share your song. Frequency of sound. Diving deep. Going deep into yourself. Continuing to do this shadow work. And confront the parts of you that feel like they're holding on to something, that are taking up space. And it's no coincidence that I mentioned this angel-like crystal. There is a major throat chakra activation that is happening right now. Gemini and Libra energy. The Five of Swords being Aquarius as well. Such strong air energy, throat chakra energy, and our beliefs around all of this are going to be confronted. The beliefs that have been formed by past situations, past experiences, right? And this is what these possessions potentially are reminding us of. This is potentially what these relationships have been reminding us of. The past. Okay, this reading is all starting to come together now. It's starting to make sense. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node, which is currently in Virgo. Anything that makes you feel like you have to feel obligated to something that you don't want to do, anything that makes you feel like you have to commit to something that you know in your heart is not right for you, I think it's time to let that go. Now my right ear is ringing like crazy. The right ear being the masculine side. So I feel like this is something we have to initiate here. We have to be brave and confront some things that maybe we didn't want to look at, or let go of some things that are taking up space in our life. And I get the Six of Cups in reverse as I split the deck alongside the Seven of Swords. So again, it's like things that take up mental space, that cause us to self-sabotage because we're holding on. Aspects of ourselves that are trying to play it safe and not be seen. People around us who are not beneficial for us, who are trying to play games. People around us who gossip. People around us who want us to stay small. That's the Seven of Swords, right? And the Six of Cups in reverse is being able to move forward by doing this emotional healing work, ruled by Scorpio, going deep into our emotions here. This is what Spirit is asking us to do. There's an easier way. There is an easier way, and it's to confront any kind of imbalance in our life. By going back into the past and looking at these things and being very kind to ourselves in an emotional sense and supporting ourselves, holding space for ourselves through this process, while we recognize where there might be an imbalance in our life that is causing hardship. Because our beliefs create our reality. Our reality is a mirror for our thoughts and our feelings, the alignment of our heart and our mind. And we have beliefs still that we're going deep inside of ourselves to recognize and identify. We have beliefs inside of ourselves that do create these situations for us. We become aligned on a frequency and a vibrational level to these situations, as challenging as that might be to recognize. And it's a process. It's a process. There may be a history of not feeling comfortable asking for help. Help. Or health. Not feeling comfortable asking for support. Not feeling safe to ask for support. Getting met with resistance, all right, and not being sure where to go. So then we end up going backwards because we don't feel supported, right? Being met with resistance and not seeing the bigger picture, not being able to see it. Having our faith challenged, being tested in really dramatic ways. And there's something that can be said about that because it's made us into the people that we are. It's made us into these really strong people who want to help, who want to share, who want to lift other people up. And that's what we're being given the opportunity to do as well through all of this. We're being given the opportunity to serve other people through our experiences by healing our wounding and recognizing what it took to heal that. And we can share that energy with other people. But it's a process, right? And it takes like emotional regulation. It takes emotional awareness. It takes tapping in to your intuitive guidance systems, and it takes trust. It takes faith. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node in Virgo. Instead of existing in a world where we have to mentally control and rely on logic and rely on direct action. I mean, you've heard me talk about it a lot in the past few months, and it's going to continue as the North Node is in Pisces. That's what it's all about. We're learning faith. We're in Planet Fitness for faith, right? We're exercising that muscle. This is what we're becoming right now. The King of Cups. And I feel like there's situations around us that are just acting as a negative catalyst right now, that are causing us to go within, that are causing us to examine our emotions instead of taking direct action in the 3D like we're trying to do. There's just a need to re-examine this foundation that has been built on our belief systems, on our emotions, which then reflects in our behaviors and the action that we take. Saturn and Neptune in Aries right now in the early degrees, it's all about our behaviors, which come from our point of view, which come from our faith. Our faith and our connection to our emotions and our connection to the divine, that dictates what kind of action we take. And it also dictates what is being reflected back to us in the 3D. It all comes back to the starting point of our thoughts and our feelings, our emotions. And this is what Spirit's saying. There's a better way. There's an easier way. It might involve like forgiveness. This card says, let go. There may be people around you that need to be forgiven, for they know not what they do. Forgive and let go. Forgive and create space. Let them go out of your life and create space in your mind. And you may need to forgive yourself. Really step into that energy of unconditional love for self. And some of you might be feeling potentially like there's things that happened in the past that are preventing you from moving forward. Mistakes were made. You know, I can't recover from this. This is happening right now because of this action I took in the past. But there's no reason for life not to conspire around you and move you forward through divine alignment. If you can learn the lesson and integrate it and give yourself unconditional love, because we didn't know any better in the past. We didn't know what we were doing, and now we're aware. Now we can heal all of the emotions around that, and we can heal our belief systems around that. When we do, life propels us forward. it shoots us out of a cannon. Like, I'm telling you, I can attest to that. You know, and I'm still healing. I'm still on that journey with you guys, 100%. I'm no different to you, actually, really. Like, I believe that I can do the things that I do, and then that's why I do the things that I do. But I'm still coming up against resistance, challenges, emotional healing, having to forgive, having to forgive myself, forgive other people. I'm on that journey as well, don't worry. The other day, I set up like it was a manifestation for myself. I became really clear on something that I wanted to manifest here. So it's something that I've kind of low-key been working on for a bit, but I became really clear on the specifics of it and what I wanted, right? The next day after I did that, and I was at peace with it. I was like, all right, it's coming in. Let me know where I got to go. Let me know what I got to do. The next day, after I set that intention, a mirror fell off my wall in my house. Scared the bejeebus out of me, by the way. And then the thing that I was trying to manifest, I went backwards. Like, there was a direct step backwards away from this thing that I was trying to manifest. This happened like a week ago, right? And I'm not going to lie, it kind of rattled me. The whole experience, like, it kind of rocked me. And there was an emotional reaction. I didn't act from that emotional place. I didn't take any action. I just felt it in my body. That sick feeling, that weight on my chest. I felt anxiety for like 2 days. Because this thing that I'm trying to materialize, it affects my life. It affects my life circumstances and the way that I can exist in this world, the way that I can have safety in this world. So it's a big thing, right? And to take that big step backwards, again, it absolutely rocked me. And for 2 days, I was feeling pretty rough about it, not going to lie. But I had no choice, really, but to regroup mentally. More breath work, more rest, more prayer, deeper examination of my belief systems. And I could have chosen to believe that that mirror fell off that wall because I'm cursed, because there's bad luck, because there's resistance and spirit doesn't want me to get what I want. I very much could have chosen to believe that. But instead, I chose to believe that that mirror fell off the wall as an omen, yes, because I'm not seeing the reflection clearly. I'm not seeing my reality clearly enough to get what I want. So what can I do? I go deep into my belief systems again, and I pinpoint why my belief systems are not aligned with that manifestation. I found that point. And it was deeper and deeper inside of myself. It was below deeper layers. And there was a lot of emotional healing around that. There was a lot of pain around that. There was a lot of anxiety. Right? And that's what I did, right? And I just got plenty of rest. And then I showed up a couple days later, took more action towards the thing. And there was a lot of forward movement. It was really positive. It was really good. There was a lot of forward movement towards the thing. So I don't know why I felt called to say that. I mean, I do know, is because I'm right here with you. And these things, we can choose how we respond to them. In the face of adversity, in the face of the evidence totally not supporting where we're trying to go, we can choose to go deeper inside of ourselves, pinpoint where the beliefs are not aligned with our reality. We can choose to see the reality more clearly, go deeper within ourselves, heal the emotions, heal the thoughts, heal the beliefs, and that's how we get out of it. That's how we get out of the weeds, all right? Because I pull this Tangler card, and I'm just getting like coping mechanisms might be relevant here. You might be letting go of things. You might be letting go of like use of plant medicine or things that maybe have aligned us in the past and have been helpful for us, but we're moving away from things. I'm just really getting that from this Tangler card. But there's a sense of being in the weeds, being trapped, right? Walking our path with these red shoes here, walking the path of our true self and healing that and almost like seeing the direction that we need to go in, but feeling trapped in it. And then I get this masculine energy, this Nidoran male card. says stiffens its ears to sense danger, and that's totally what it is. Like, we're picking up on the things that we don't want. We're picking up on the negative contrast, choosing to act anyway and act in the direction of this Kadabra, the psychic Pokemon. And this Kadabra, it makes me think of the quote from the Matrix, there is no spoon. Whenever this Kadabra comes out, it's like the there is no spoon card for me. And if you don't know what that means, totally, I invite you to watch the Matrix, because it's one of the greatest. There is no spoon, right? So this reality is a reflection of your beliefs. And if you can maintain a new belief system for long enough, your reality will change. If you can maintain a different vibration for long enough, your reality will change. If you can examine your thoughts and feelings and choose to feel new things, if you can choose to think of new things, be grateful for all of the things that you have already. Be grateful for all of the things that are coming in for you, and just rest in that frequency of gratitude, you will experience forward movement. You will experience forward movement. You have to. It's just the way things work, right? And you totally got this. And be playful. These got a bit serious for a second there. But that's okay. We could be playful. We could be the Knight of Wands. This reading didn't really pan out the way that I thought it was going to. And I don't often tell personal stories like that, but I just thought it was really relevant. And I thought that may really help some of you guys. Because like I said, I'm totally going through it with you guys. And we have the power to change our internal state. And sometimes the 3D doesn't look the way that we want it to. Sometimes we get evidence that we're going backwards. And the thing about it is, our desires are feelings, they're energies, they're emotions and their experiences, right? And sometimes we have an idea of what the experience is in the 3D. Sometimes we have an idea of what the thing is in the physical. Like, we want this car, we want this person, we want to travel to this place or move to this place. We have an idea of what we want. But what we actually want is the feeling that comes with all of that stuff, because you know that you're going to feel a certain way when you're living in that house. You're going to feel a certain way when you're driving that car, or in that relationship, whatever that is. And your higher self, it sees everything. It sees outside of the perspective of linear time. And it knows that, okay, you want that feeling and I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you that feeling. But the feeling is actually over here. You think that the direction of where you want to go is over this way, and it's in this house. But actually, it's this house over here. It's going to be way better for you, trust me. So, and you don't even realize. And that requires us to go with the flow. And I think there is a strong message here also, as the Knight of Wands. Like, there's something about changing the baseline, because we can get so much more out of life, and we can feel so much better in life when we shift the baseline. If we're always wanting more desires, right? It becomes insatiable when we live in that. You never end up getting what you want, because your desires just grow and grow and they take over. And I think there's a really strong message here. It might be a good place to leave it, where it's okay to strip things back. It's all right to simplify. It's all right to declutter and let go and rest and like recharge your dopamine receptors, basically, you know, recharge all of that and shift your baseline happiness back to a point where you can be more at peace with your earthly experience. You can be more at peace with the slower periods in life. You can be more at peace with the way that things move in a seasonal way. And then when you do get those desires met and you get everything that you want, it feels so good because you shifted the baseline, right? And now the things that come in for you that you wanted, they make you feel amazing. Better than you could have ever expected. That's totally what I'm getting. So you know what? I'm going to leave it there. It's a bit of a weird reading, but I like it. I like the message here. I hope it came through okay. And thank you so much, guys, for sharing this space with me and being here with me. Thank you so much for all of your comments, because they really help me. You really are, I mean, this is the thing. You guys are really elevating me because of the information that you share here. And you guys totally get me thinking different. You get me thinking in a different way, and you're really helping the other people in this community here as well. Like, we're all sharing this information and growing together and healing together, and we're all getting what we want at the end of the day. We're healing, and we are getting these desires met in a really nice, healthy way. So I will totally leave it there. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing this space with me. Infinite love and blessings to you, all of my good energy to you, and I absolutely cannot wait to see you again in the next reading. Love you guys. Bye-bye.